The split operations are closely related to the rip tool, which we covered back in video 59, and is used to separate elements of a mesh from the main body or to tear holes in the mesh. To access the split operations from the 3D viewport's main menu, we need to select Mesh and then Split. This produces a submenu. The quicker way to access the submenu is to press Alt-M, which produces the submenu as a standalone pop-up menu. Selection, which can also be activated directly by pressing Y, separates the selected elements from the remainder of the mesh. For example, if we select one face of the cube and press Y, that face can then be moved away from the remaining parts. Notice that in order to do this, Blender has to create additional vertices and edges to maintain the mesh left behind. We can see the increase in vertices and edges in the statistics figures. We can separate several faces into a single group. We can even separate an edge or a vertex. Each separated part becomes a separate island within the object. Faces by edges duplicates selected edges so that one copy exists for each face the edge is attached to. This allows us to create holes in a surface. Let's see how this affects the number of vertices and edges in a grid when we apply this option to a varying number of existing edges. When only one edge is selected, applying this option has no effect. With two edges selected, two new edges and a single vertex are created. We can see exactly where these are by switching on X-ray before selecting within the relevant area so that normally obscured elements are also selected. Selecting three edges creates three edges and two vertices. With the extra edges and vertices in place, we can move the newly created vertices to create a hole in the surface of the mesh. And, if we have applied the operation to three edges on the same quad face, we can pivot that face. Faces and edges by vertices duplicates the selected edges and other edges connected to those selected edges. Using this option, we can create hinged faces or separate them completely from the mesh. Let's try the same selection options as before. We'll start by applying this operation to a single edge. This time we have 7 new edges and 6 new vertices. Using X-ray along with edge and vertex selection, we can see where the new elements have been created. So, even when this command is applied to a single edge, the result allows us to pivot 2 of the quad faces. Applying the operation to 2 edges creates 10 edges and 9 vertices. Using 3 edges creates 13 edges and 12 vertices. And when the 3 edges are part of the same quad, 12 edges and 12 vertices are created. This time, we can separate the face involved from the remainder of the grid and hinge others. The last 2 split options create a last op panel, but this simply allows us to switch to the alternative split option.